Short and sweet and to the point.
Yeah. Are you tired?
No, but I have got so much grading to do. Like all of my class, like after this exam, Sunday, I had 2 of my classes turning in papers Sunday. So trying to balance that and do all that. And then I also have my other class turning in papers yesterday. So I am on a time crunch. Like that's why I was like, please, like I've got to like leave me alone. I need to grade. So I've got like over 60 something essays I need to grade and get back by like Monday and Wednesday of next week. So
fun.
I'm in a fun place in my life where I question why I decided to pick something in the humanities and not something in STEM.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't trade. Granted, for me, it's tons and tons of like artwork to grade and not necessarily essays that take a bit more time. But another thing that has tired me out this week is just dealing with sickness scares in my house. So yeah, like right after you guys turn in your essays, we started trying to grade those. We had one scare with my daughter where she came home saying that she'd had a headache all day and then was complaining that her stomach hurt. And when I checked her temperature, she popped a fever. But before my wife and I could make up our mind as to whether or not we were going to go to the pediatrician, like right then, she passed out on the couch, which again is something my child never, ever does, because God has a sense of humor and decided to give us 2 old parents having a kid in our late 30s, a kid who is extremely, extremely hyper no matter what time of day it is. So yeah, we were particularly concerned, but then it seems like the fever went away, no problems. But it did mean that the next day she couldn't go to school because she'd had a fever the day before. So then we have a medical scare with my wife, who was feeling horrible, also dealing with a headache, also dealing with appetite issues, and she popped a fever. So we took her to the doctor, and at least so far on at least the rapid test, she's negative. We're waiting on the the one that takes longer. So we'll see. Knocking on all kinds of wood and crossing fingers that she is healthy. So yeah, I'm kind of exhausted too, man. What even is this week?
I'm just staring at your background and just
I'm sorry. Should I change?
No, I didn't want to interrupt, so I just was letting myself disassociate. It's fine. So this is week 7. You have extra credit, just to check in or whatever. And again, just make sure you have that done by I think that's the only thing that you guys have due.
Yeah.
And it's due Sunday by 10:59. So I mean, well, actually, scratch that. You should be looking at the stuff about Rome, though.
Yeah, you should be.
Like, I know you're in that like mental fatigue, but you should be looking at the stuff with Rome because next week quiz 4 happens. So week 8 there will be quiz 4, and that goes live for you Thursday, October 7th at noon, and it will close October 10th at 10:59 p.m. So when fall break is happening, unfortunately, we have a quiz. Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, you could get it done that Thursday when it opens up and then enjoy your time, but you got to do you, whatever. And it's going to cover material from this week. So Rome, like all the stuff that I gave you, and then Jason's stuff about art and architecture.
Next week on Monday, that'll release. So yeah, it'll cover the just sort of overarching ideas about Rome that you got from Professor McIntosh and the art.
And then when we come back from fall break, it's going to be Roman literature. So enjoy, because Roman literature is very boring. Just
it's
very stoic.
And kind of stolen from the Greeks, but a lot of what made it fun and tawdry, if you will, when the Greeks wrote about it, they take that stuff out. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it feels like what, sanitized Greeks.
I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
Like it's got a whole bunch of those Roman values like pietas and it's all gravitas. There's heaviness to it, and like it's not quite as I don't want to say jovial, although the Greeks did have Dionysus. So although the Romans had their own version of Dionysus too, just saying. His mom has a very special place within Roman culture, mainly because if you messed up and you got drunk, you could blame it on Dionysus. You know.
Oh, speaking of Romans and them sometimes actually having like a sense of humor sometimes.
Sometimes.
I was just watching a thing the other day where apparently one of the meals that was not one of the meals, it was kind of like the only meal that Roman gladiators were allowed to eat, was this meal. It was essentially just a porridge, if you will, that was made of like barley and fava beans and red wine and garlic and all this stuff. And so, because of, you can imagine, all right, if all you're eating day in, day out for breakfast, lunch, and dinner is a porridge of barley and fava beans, there's some intestinal stuff going on. And so there is Roman graffiti that specifically goes where like, it's like childish graffiti of like,
it's like regular like
yeah,
just move on. Yeah.
So and so stinks, but it would be
or there's just like a penis drawn on like a wall, or so and so gave me the clap back here.
Yeah, the Romans would totally do that stuff. But there is apparently Roman graffiti that takes like, because they had their rivalries, they had their like I'm a fan of this gladiator, I'm a fan of this other gladiator, so I'm going to make fun of the other gladiator. And so there's Roman graffiti that goes on about just how horribly flatulent the rival gladiator is.
You're laughing too hard.
Because I love that.
Roman fart jokes. There we are. That's where we're at in the stage of humanity and Western civilization. That's all you need to know, is we are currently entering in, we're being ushered in, thanks to Jason, to the Roman flatulence portion of the semester. It's a good time.
So, but yes, but the point is, like, the Romans could have, especially the rebel rousers, the common everyday man, they had a sense of humor.
Technically, everyone had a sense of humor. It was just that you were supposed to strive to be that like stoic. But I mean, they had vomitoriums, like you can't take yourself too serious. Have you ever seen what a Roman toilet looks like? It's just a big, huge U shape with holes in it, and you're sitting there handling your business, staring at lots of other people.
Also handling their business.
Also, yeah. So I mean, it's pretty hard about life to like take yourself 100% seriously as you have to drop a deuce. Like, there has to be a tiny bit of whatever.
But if you're a Roman gladiator now and you got all that barley and fava beans in you, man.
Watch out. Don't let anyone in the public see it, or ends up being like a tabloid-esque carving in the wall of someone's house.
Uh,
Yeah, guys, this is all we have, really. We're just like, read
Yeah.
the Romans. If you have questions, by the way, a lot of you have reached out to us about the exam. So if you're not able to see those results, particularly, I don't know if it lets you guys see the feedback or not that we leave, because some students say that they can see it and some students say they can't. If you have
Doesn't seem to be
questions,
consistent.
let us know. Like we'll gladly, do it. And some of you guys were sending emails 9:00 at night on Sunday, and Jason and I were both responding until I had to put my phone on the charger, and then I got back on like around 10:00, and there was a lot of fires happening at 10:00 on Sunday. So if you guys run into these issues or whatever accessing the exam results, like let us know, please, because we'll truly don't let this like doom and gloom. It's not you, it's me.
Well, I was also going to say, because there've been a couple of these kinds of concerns expressed, but not as much as it has happened in the past. So part of me thinks that they're coming. these kind of worries are coming. They just haven't been expressed yet. Is right now, this exam being the only one you have taken is a huge chunk of the grade as Google Classroom is calculating it. It is literally half of your grade right now, which it will not be. There are going to be 2 other exams coming along. And with each one, the weight of this one is going to go down. So if you did less well than you had hoped you would, and your grade took a hit as a result, understand that's way more weight on that exam than what it will be, right?
Can I just
Don't-
interrupt and say, like, as
Yeah.
we've told you guys multiple times, like, stop thinking that the grade in Google Classroom is like what your actual grade is.
Yeah.
It's just a record keeping. Notice that it does absolutely nothing. If you have extra credit and you know you have extra credit, it's not adding that in there. You took 3 quizzes, it hasn't dropped a quiz. So we understand that you guys have serious concerns about your grades or whatever, but remember, we've addressed this before. It's in that Google fact sheet, particularly the thing that Jason just said. Like, I took the exam and what happened in my grade? We've literally covered that already. So, and we covered that in a video where we discussed it, and we discussed it in that long ass video from the first semester. But you guys have slept since then. You guys have had all your exams happening apparently at the same time, and I'm sorry about that. We did not do that. Like, that's not how that worked. But just remember the stuff about the grading. It's just to give you an idea that we are keeping track of your grades, that we know we're grading stuff. You're seeing that we're grading stuff. We enter that into a spreadsheet. So it's completely different. In fact, the grade that's showing in our grade book is different than what it says in Google Classroom, usually to the good, because it's already dropped the first quiz, like not your first quiz. It's dropped the worst quiz, right? Yeah. It's like that's already happening in our averaging right now. It's already doing that. So if you have concerns, come see us during office hours or whatever. We can pull that up for you to give you a ballpark of like what your actual grade is. But yeah, it's not accurate in Google Classroom.
And we have no way to make it perfectly accurate. It's as close as we can get right now. But again, Google Classroom just goes ahead and calculates everything based on just what you have. It doesn't think about the fact that, oh, by the way, there's like at least 40% more of the grade left to go. It's like, nope, this is now a full half. And we just have no way to get extra credit.
The main issue is that first exam with those 3 quizzes. Those 3 quizzes on their own are not having the same weight. They're not supposed to. It's supposed to be 7 of them.
Yeah.
To have the weight. And it ends up equaling out to like a test. So right now it's really messing things up. I'm eating now and later. Sorry.
I mean, I've been crunching away this whole time. I didn't even bother to apologize.
I didn't apologize. I just said that if you wonder what this green thing is or this yellow thing, like I'm not eating caterpillars in here. Like I'm eating now and later.
Okay. I think that's everything.
I'm done.
We covered.
I can stall this for as long as possible so I don't have to actually continue grading papers, but I should probably not do that.
But yeah, I mean, we covered. They need to be reading and watching stuff this week. They've got the extra credit assignment. Next week, you're getting material from me. Quiz number 4 will be due over the fall break. Sorry, but that's kind of how it had to be. And that Roman gladiators were extremely flatulent. So I think we've covered it all.
And people pooped in a U.
Yes. I'm sorry. I forgot that was covered as well.
And I'm not joking. It's literally like a horseshoe, but imagine it looking all fancy with the serifs at the bottom. You know, like it's a font, like Times New Roman. So imagine like an upside down U, but it's a little bit more squarey, and that's what people shat in for the public toilet. Whatever.
Oh,
just sit there staring at everybody.
Yeah.
And you can tell the difference between the men's toilets and the female toilets. Excuse me, the men's and the women's. Because of the way that they had the seat, there was a little cutout on the men's toilets because it, you know, it's got to accommodate for the whole process. So that's a thing you know now.
And it's funny to us, but it's because the Romans were so damn practical minded.
Well, I mean, I think for me it's the contradiction. Like they seem so stoic and they seem so reserved and put together, but it's pretty hard to maintain. Like I'm going to tell you guys a secret about me, okay? I cannot help but laugh whenever I hear farts. Like I don't care how old I am. And it doesn't matter where I am. So I am the person who laughs if I walk into a bathroom and I hear someone doing the thing that they're supposed to be doing in that area. I can't help it. I laugh if I do it to myself. So I can't imagine how you can maintain that pietas and that gravitas and that constantia and that magnitudo animi as you're sitting here staring at a person, like making eye contact, while you both know what you're doing. Like I can't. That contradiction for me is when you're doing it, where I'm like, I expect
unless you're just one of those people who can be like, look, I'm not staring at you, you're staring at me.
Well, and I think that's the test, right? Like, can you maintain gravitas? You're being tested. Woo! Okay, I'm gonna play my music now.
Okay.
Because we got like to brown humor and we gotta you know. It is what it is. Again, if you guys have questions about the exam, I'm killing Jason over there. Let us know. Enjoy the Romans. They're very silly, serious people. All right, let me do the share screen. All right, you ready?
I'm ready when you are.
So close, no matter how far. Couldn't be much more from the heart. Forever just
I like this version. I haven't heard this before.